Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy III, also known as Final Fantasy VI, with me, Get Daved. Let's have a random encounter to start things off. Rhinotowers, I think, are the only enemy you have yet to see out here. And they're special for one big reason. You can sometimes steal an item called a Mithril Claw from them, which is pretty good. So, what I sometimes will do is, if I want to, grind for a little bit, what I'll do is I'll just say, I'm going to grind until I steal a Mithril Claw from a Rhinotower. Sometimes you'll steal a tonic instead, because they have both a rare item and a common item. I think your odds are not bad. I think they're 1 in 4 to steal a Mithril Claw, so no one can use it right now, but it'll be good to have on hand for the very near future. Also, this forest is the premier place to grind because, as I mentioned earlier, you're more likely to get in fights in forests. How it works is, at the end of every battle, I'll just show this battle while I explain it. At the end of every battle, a random number is generated. That number represents the number of steps you can take until the next fight. But it's not given as, like, you don't get a value like 10, which equates to 10 steps. You get a value like 1,000, which is semi-random, and every step would deduct like 32 points if you were on open grass, maybe 48 if you were on a forest tile. I forget the exact values, but it goes something like that. So you can go farther on grassy plains than you can elsewhere. You almost always get this as your first encounter in here. Tuskers are not to be trifled with. They have an attack called Gore, which will do about 70 to 80 damage on a character. If you're really afraid of them, use the Noise Blaster to confuse them and let them beat up on each other a little bit. You know, even their normal attack isn't that bad. Great experience, though. Like 108 experience points at this point in the game. Also, another pro tip to try staying alive, if it's an issue, is to put Terra into the back row. I do not do this most of the time, but her physical attack isn't a major contribution, since most of your damage is going to come from Edgar. The Guardian, a really good item for Locke. Decent battle power, but speed +4 as well. And again, if you could dodge 1 in 3 attacks, that would be nice, but the evade stat sadly is not used. I believe the Expert version 2 patch of this game does make evade work properly again, but they change a whole bunch of other stuff, so, including one really brutally written love scene they add in. There is some romance in the game. It's very understated and it's very beautiful. They sort of tried to make it more explicit, didn't work out. And you've seen these guys. I actually took quite a pounding in that one, but I guess pincer attack from those guys you would expect as much. Locke also gained a level up. This is weird. Locke has 1 less hit point than Edgar. That's absolutely fascinating. Characters gain fixed numbers of hit points at level up, so every character when they level up from level, for example, 9 to 10 will gain 40 hit points, no matter how many they have. The only exception to this is sometimes you'll have a special type of equipment that'll make it so you gain a 10% HP increase bonus. So instead of getting 40, you would get 44, or something like that. Normally, Locke has exactly 2 fewer hit points than Edgar. Now it's only 1. I'm gonna have to say, probably aliens is my explanation. Just gonna pile up the attack stuff. Hyper Wrist raises a character's vigor by 50%, so they're good. And Atlas Armlet increases your physical attack damage by 1/8. If you have 2 of them on, it's up by 1/4. So between those 2 things, Locke will actually have a pretty strong physical attack here. I don't really steal from too many of the enemies, so... One note about those brawlers, which you saw me fight a little while ago. I just got into a short fight with them just now. Enemies, those enemies and enemies that look like them are kind of dangerous. I'll show you this one. If there's only one of them left, they sometimes will throw stones at you, which is a pretty powerful attack and can confuse a character, leading to more problems, because if you know any Final Fantasy game, when characters are confused, it's very dangerous. There's some shadowy figure we were following. Since we keep getting enemies in, they call them side attacks, but really we have them in a pincer attack. You always want to try to hit them in the back. Does more damage, 50% more. There's our first tent of the game. The rewards for fighting brawlers aren't that great, so even though I keep getting them in side attacks, it's kind of frustrating. Our characters are starting to get on respectable levels, though. 9, 10, 11, always nice. Oh goodness, I'm used to my first character being the magic caster, and I almost always use them as the primary healer. We're very near the end of Mount Koltz, though. Okay, Serpiuses, they technically have the ability to turn you to stone, but they rarely use it, so that's nice, that they could easily kill you but don't. And as it turns out, they are not arrow-proof. And now there's only one type of enemy you haven't seen here. No, that's not even true, you've seen them all. Save point. If you do need to recover significantly, just have Terra heal everyone to full and then use a sleeping bag on her. Be a penny pincher, like me! Get daved! We're in the very last... Oh, jeez. This fight is really common. Good experience. Alright, and unfortunately the Trillium's poisoned Edgar. Starting to run low on HP. I have 3 more cures and then I'm out of MP. And 1 more ant dot. Character limitations because of Super Nintendo cartridges. If you wanted to buy a star pendant back in Figaro, it would have been helpful here. Pardon me, South Figaro. And just to speed things up on my end, I'm going to show you all one other thing you can do. When the window is set to short mode, you can switch where the things occur. So this will just replace fight with auto crossbow, or fight with tools, and the first tool in Edgar's list is auto crossbow right now. So if you just hold down the attack button, you'll use that instead. Speed things up a bit. Grrr. Alright. Don't want to use an item because Terra still has exactly the right MP for... Or pardon me, I do want to use an item because she has the exact right MP for 2 more cures. And here's Vargas. We know all about you. May have killed his father. And you'll kill us too? Why? We just met! All things considered, Vargas actually looks pretty badass. He does have some decent moves. He's got us whittled down pretty low on HP anyway. This is a fairly short boss fight, though. He's gonna be pretty close here. Yeah. A twist! So you killed him. Not blizzard fast. Mortal attack! Pretty epic talk. Alright, Sabin's special skill is Blitz. And the most basic one is called Pummel, where you enter the combination forward, or left, right, left, and then hit A. Ignores an enemy's defense, does decent damage. It's pretty useful throughout the entire game. Hey, hey! Yep. I guess that's a compliment. She's saying you're all show, Sabin. You seem to know a lot about that. Oh, I'm sure without any contribution it'll straighten itself up out. Ugh. That's nice that they're finally going to push back against the Empire. And now we have everyone back. And Sabin was in the back row for some reason. I guess that's useful for the first battle he's in. Also, we have some bucklers kicking around, so we can give Sabin a low-grade shield, but, you know, it's something. And also the Mithril Claw. 10 more attack power. It's not nothing. And we won't have to buy it later, fortunately. Okay. Quickest way out. Oh, goodness. Well, I might as well show you one more blitz from Sabin. If you start down and then roll to the left, he'll use Aura Bolt, which is a magic-based attack that's quite strong. Also, it's Holy Elemental. There's a lot of undead and evil-type enemies in the game, so it's actually quite useful. But again, the drawback, like most blitzes, is you cannot select an individual target. If there's only one, like with most bosses, that's not a huge deal, though. Alright, and one more blitz. XY, down, up, A. Because I think Sabin should have Suplex, yeah. It's gravity-based damage, so whereas Pummel and Aura Bolt will at least hit virtually any target, Suplex hits fewer ones, but it is a fairly easy blitz to input. If you want a list, you can always go to Skills, and it'll tell you how to input all of them. As he gains levels, you'll learn more of them. The next one comes on level 15, and hits all enemies for fire-based damage, so it's called Fire Dance. It's pretty useful. You definitely want to get it before a certain point in the game. Alright, I'm going to save right here, and since I'm showing you all the nooks and crannies, there's a little known scene that you can watch if you go all the way back to South Figaro right now. So I'm just going to off-screen that and show you. It is literally, I don't know, 10 seconds long? It's approximately 10 seconds long, but it's something, so I'll show you real quick. And welcome back, everybody. I made the long haul back to South Figaro, because you can, as far as I know, only get this scene right after you get Sabin in your party if you walk all the way back. And we go visit Duncan's wife again. Oh yeah. We are eternally grateful. Just a nice, soft little thing there. As it turns out, Duncan's not even dead, but that waits for quite some time. In the meantime, I have to now go all the way through Mount Koltz again. So, tell you what, I'm just going to end the video here, and next time we'll proceed with the plot, and I'll be on the other side of Mount Koltz again. I'll see you there!